This DJ takes requests
and then throws them in the fucking trash can.
What's up? This is Matt from Bullet for Valentine.
Hey, what's up? This is David from the band Disturbed.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Peter from Flames.
Let me hear from Motorhead. You know that some people get older look.
Hi, this is Vernon Reid from Living Color.
Hey everybody, I'm David Ellison from Megadeth and with Vic Rattlehead from the Wake Up Dead video, who ironically appeared here for the 25th anniversary of the Peace Sells album. He was the one being passed around over the heads of everybody while we were in the cage playing.
Hello, boys and girls. My name is Mike Patton.
You are now about to witness
your DJ for this evening.
Hello.
Hit me.
This is a test.
It's serious.
It's a dream.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Ladies and gentlemen,
let the rhythm take you.
Yeah. The rhythm.
The music.
The music.
Music. Oh, I love the stuff.
Now, here comes the music.
Are you ready?
Okay, boys, here we go.
This is Planet Chaos.
Right, Sunday night. Time for some Planet Chaos for anybody that is bored on the internet instead of watching football. Which I do have to ask, why are you not watching football? Why are you listening to this shit?
Why would you want to watch football?
I wish I was watching football right now instead of doing this shit right here.
You should be more excited about your own show.
I should.
Instead of starting 6 minutes late.
Hey, get off it. That's what happens when your co-host doesn't show up.
Aww. We miss Alyssa.
You miss Alyssa. I don't.
Yes, you do.
Oh, I do? You speaking for me now?
No, just right now.
Oh, I see. So, we are talking today about the greatest male vocalists of the last 30 years.
Okay.
And no, your precious Justin Pierre is not allowed to be on that list.
Oh, come on.
No.
Well, I wouldn't...
Explain to everybody, those of my listeners who don't follow the emo music genre, explain to them who Justin Pierre is.
Justin Pierre is the lead singer for Motion City Soundtrack, and believe it or not, I would not put him in the best vocalists. I just really like his lyrics. He's neurotic and crazy and has hair that's about 1 foot tall.
He's still emo.
So?
What do you mean so?
So? Some emo is good.
All emo is bad.
No.
It is.
Mm-mm.
It is.
A lot of those emo kids can't sing, though.
You say they can or can't?
They can't. It's
no
true.
Shit.
When I got to go see Taking Back Sunday, the lead singer was drunk and slurring, so... What the fuck is his name?
Adam Lazzara?
Yeah! Oh, it's sad that you knew that and I couldn't remember.
No. You know what's funny? What's funny about Adam Lazzara, he is originally from this town in North Carolina called High Point. It's where he was born and raised, and then he moved to Amityville, New York, where he went to high school.
Mm-hmm.
So he spent his formative years in High Point, North Carolina, which I've been to High Point. I've spent quite a bit of time there. And what's funny is when you're first driving into the city, they have this huge sign that says, "Welcome to High Point, North Carolina, childhood home of Fantasia Barrino." For those of you who don't know, Fantasia Barrino was on one of the seasons of American Idol. I don't even think she won.
No, I don't think so.
No, but she had this sort of Cinderella story because she was a single mother who lived in the ghetto and, you know, lived in poverty her whole life. And they made some TV movie about her. She never even put out a record, but they made a TV movie about her. No, she never put out a record.
Wow. I don't know.
She did guest vocals on another American Idol's album, and
I don't really pay attention to American Idol, so...
I don't either, but, you know, I've hung around people who have, and... Yeah, so I just thought it was funny, because here's someone who really did nothing and became famous for it, and they have a sign praising her, but not somebody who, at that time, had some pretty big hits, because this, you know, I'm talking like 2007... 2000,
oh, yeah,
2007.
Really big back then.
You know, it was right after their big breakthrough album, their
they
big
were
mainstream
actually on the
album,
radio
so.
and shit back then.
Yeah, so I thought it was kind of interesting. On Fantasia Barrino, okay, she put out 3 albums and is planning another one this year.
See? Told you.
But I don't think she's had a hit though.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I can imagine her in my head, and I know what she sounds like, but I can't think of anything she's ever sang.
We've got numerous nominations and awards that she's won, but we're talking Billboard Music Awards, nobody cares. NAACP Image Award, nobody cares. Vibe Music Award, BET Awards, Soul Train Music Awards, ASCAP Rhythm and Soul Awards.
What the fuck is that?
It's a songwriting award.
She wrote a song?
Yeah.
Wow.
She won 2 awards for that one. Most performed song, Free Yourself, and most performed song for Truth Is.
I don't know either of those
So
songs.
I'm guessing other people have performed her songs that she's written. I don't know. Theater World Award. She's got some Grammy nominations, but for R&B, nobody really cares about R&B. At least not anymore.
I like some R&B.
No.
Yeah. Just older
Not
stuff.
real R&B.
Older stuff.
I'm talking about real R&B.
Whatever.
Like, you're not going to see, Akon nominated for an R&B award at the Grammys, because he's not R&B, even though, kids these days like to classify him as such. He's not.
hip-hop.
He's electro-pop.
Okay. I'll accept
Like,
that.
like Teo Cruz is electro-pop, And here's something I hate. People have called LMFAO hip-hop.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's a disgrace to hip-hop.
Yeah, they're guys who rap over electro-pop, basically.
And not even
They're
good
no better than Tiffany.
You know what? Akon, I actually have a little bit of respect for him.
He uses less auto-tune than some of his peers.
Yeah, but he also came from a bad situation and made something of himself and gives back to his community.
Yeah, but I have no respect for him for discovering Lady Gaga.
Whatever.
After she'd already been turned down by countless labels, he's like, hey, let's sign this bitch.
Whatever. Gotta talk about Lady Gaga.
Oh, I will. And some of the male vocalists that we're going to be talking about today, any that you want to throw out there? Everyone already knows who I'm going to throw out there.
I think Anthony Kiedis should be on the list.
You think Anthony Kiedis has exceptional talent as a male vocalist?
I think that he should be not high on the list, but up there.
Okay. What about someone like Chad Gray from Mudvayne and Hell Yeah? Probably one of the most unique voices in rock and roll over the last 30 years has to be Chad Gray.
Okay.
Or Sully Erna from Godsmack, who also has a very unique voice.
Okay, I
To
agree
me,
with
it's
Godsmack,
not about adding a shitload of vibrato and operatic inflections in your music. Like a lot of these R&B singers are like, oh my God, Neo, such an amazing singer. Neo may be able to do all that operatic shit, but at the same time, I hear a Neo song, and I don't know if it's Neo or Teo Cruz or Akon or T-Pain or any of the other ones. Or Chris Brown is another one. They all do the same exact thing over and over again. I like vocalists that are unique, that stand out, that if you hear it for the first time, someone doesn't have to say, hey, dude, did you know that's, Chad Gray from Mudvayne's other band? The first time I heard Hell Yeah, I was like, oh, dude, that's got to be Chad Gray. Can't be anybody else.
Okay.
Right?
That does
to me,
make
that's
sense.
that's what makes a good vocalist. Like, you're not gonna, the first time you heard Perfect Circle, you knew that was Maynard.
Oh, I did, yeah.
The first
I
time
thought it was Tool, but it didn't sound like Tool.
Yeah, the first time you heard Team Sleep, you're like, that's got to be Chino. That can't be anybody else.
Okay.
You hear a Tomahawk song, you know that's Mike Patton without anybody telling you.
I think Chris Cornell should be on the list.
Oh, definitely. Without a doubt, Chris Cornell's he's one of the best. He's got that perfect blues voice, and he sings over hard rock music.
He could sing me to sleep any night. And he's got those piercing eyes.
What I don't like, though, is those countless singers that are out today that all sound alike, and there are a lot of them that, yeah, I do like the bands because it's heavy and it's catchy, you know, like, we're gonna do this. Seether, Puddle of Mud, Breaking Benjamin, Shinedown.
Chevelle.
I wouldn't know. Chevelle's a little different. He's got a bit of a higher voice, but, you know, those bands, singers all kind of sound alike. They don't really stand out too much, you know, and then you have, like, My Chemical Romance, The Used, Fall Out Boy, Taking Back Sunday, Thursday, Thrice, Melee.
You know what?
Hold on, I'm still going.
Brand
Asking
New.
Alexandria, Brand New, Anberlin.
Whatever.
The list could go on and on.
Okay, I have to admit that Patrick Stump and What's-His-Face from Panic at the Disco sound alike, but that's because they do backup vocals for each other.
Brendan Urie and Patrick Stump, they do sound alike, but
They sound a lot alike.
William Beckett sounds just like both of them as well. William Beckett from the Academy is.
Ugh.
I actually,
I saw them
and the lead
live.
singer of the Cab, I can't remember his name, he sounds a lot like the three of them as well. But there's a song actually that the Cab did that had all three of them singing different parts on the song.
I bet it sounded good, too.
You can't tell when the next singer comes in because they all sound alike. In fact, what's funny is on the Hush Sound's second album, they had a song that had a guest male vocalist on it. And I actually saw Panic at the Disco in concert with the Hush Sound Dresden Dolls. And Brendan came out and sang that part with them. So for the longest time, I thought it was Brendan. Later, I find out it's Patrick Stump that sang it on the album. Because they just sound so much alike.
Yeah, they do. I will admit that. But I like both of the bands. They have, I don't know. Although I don't like newer Fall Out Boy. I don't.
I think newer Fall Out Boy was more respectable.
I liked
because
From
they
Under the
widened their horizons a little bit musically. You know, I never had much respect for Patrick Stump as a vocalist until I saw him do that Michael Jackson medley that he posted on his YouTube channel. And I'm like, that boy's got some range. You know?
He sings his heart out. He really
I can't
does.
stand his voice. He's got such a plain voice; it doesn't really stand out. But as far as range, he's got an amazing range.
He does.
And you know, so if you listen to a song that's got both him and Brendan Urie in it, you can pick it out just because you can hear his range.
Yeah, that's true.
But to me, that's what I'm talking about. As far as I don't consider that to be a great singer.
I didn't
It's all
say
about
it was.
it's all about the voice. If the person's got a great voice, like you know, David Draymond has probably one of the smallest ranges in modern rock music, but he's got probably the most unique voice.
Okay.
You know, another one that's extremely unique, Jonathan Davis from Korn.
Yeah, okay.
You know? And, speaking of Korn, and of course their proteges, Limp Bizkit, I just heard this this morning. Kevin Rudolph's new single, Champions, features Fred Durst.
Fred Durst has to get on everything, whatever.
Well, Limp Bizkit just signed with Cash Money Records.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes, they just signed with Cash Money Records. So, of course, Lil Wayne's like, yeah, we gotta put you on as many tracks as we can.
Oh, Lil Wayne.
Lollipop! No homo! That's my Lil Wayne impersonation.
Lil Wayne annoys the crap out of me. But you know what? I respect him for trying something different.
He sounds like a frog.
I can't stand his music. I can't do it.
I don't like that he has to be on everything.
Mm-mm.
Every artist that comes onto his label, he has to make appearances on songs, and there's like
a lot of hip-hop songs, I can't tell who is the actual artist who did it or whose album it's going to be on because it has like 10 million
That's the same with
people in it.
Pitbull. Pitbull does that a lot too. He makes appearances on a lot of
Who
other
is he?
people's
Enrique
music.
Iglesias, J-Lo, a bunch of
Neo.
people I don't know, Neo.
Christina Aguilera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on everyone's tracks.
Yeah, I remember in 2009 when I was DJing at a club, like every single new song that came out had Lil Wayne in it. And I couldn't stand it. It's, you know, in order to really have a lasting impact in the music industry, you need to take some time off every now and then and disappear and make people wonder what happened to you, so that there's some sort of anticipation for you for when you come back.
That's true.
Unlike Lil Wayne, who's put out like 6 albums in the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
He's not taking any time off, which is it's kind of the kiss of death, because a lot of artists will disappear after a short period of time because of overexposure. That's kind of what happened with Limp Bizkit.
Yeah. Okay.
That and Fred Durst's big mouth. That
he's such a douche.
I will never forget when he did a song with Christina Aguilera at the Video Music Awards.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
And Richard Patrick from Filter gave him a lot of shit about it in the public, and said, "Oh, he's such a poser" and all this other shit. And Fred actually came out and said, "I told you guys I did it all for the nookie." Christina Aguilera released a statement that said he got no nookie.
She had to make sure that everyone knew.
I still think Fred Durst hit that.
Probably.
Yeah, she was
Christina Aguilera is pretty slutty.
Yeah.
Do you remember when she said she was gay for a little bit?
No.
And then all of a sudden she wasn't? I don't know.
I thought it was kind of funny that she also made out with Madonna at that same show, and
yeah, no one said anything
cared
about that.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh well. You know who's one of my favorite singers? Brandon Boyd from Incubus.
Yeah,
he sounds amazing. He has such control over his voice, and you can tell he really feels his music. You can tell.
He's alright.
He's alright.
Yes, he's alright.
Come on, listen to something off of Science.
Once again, though, he's somebody who really doesn't stand out.
Yes, he does. He has a very unique voice. If he was to start another band, you could tell right away. You'd think it was Incubus. You would.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that.
No,
I think he's a great vocalist.
Exactly.
I don't think he stands out.
I think he stands out.
No.
Who else does he sound like? No one. No one has that same.
Try the lead singer of Hoobastank.
Oh, Hoobastank. Don't get me. I thought Hoobastank was Incubus at first. Okay,
See?
fine.
There you go.
Fine, but where the fuck is Hoobastank?
Still making records.
Whatever. So is Incubus.
They may be a 3-piece now, but they're still making records.
But they don't sound much like Incubus anymore.
I think they sound more like Incubus now.
And he has a whinier voice. Yeah, and he doesn't have the range that Brandon Boyd does.
Another one that really comes to mind is extremely unique is Christopher Hall, who used to be the lead singer of Stabbing West, where he's now the lead singer of The Dreaming. Definitely very unique. Or, if you want to go into the 80s, where a lot of bands got shit for sounding a lot alike.
Yeah.
You have Dee Snider. Probably the only singer in rock history that I could think of that sang in a that sang in a Brooklyn accent. Or, of course, you also have the godfather of heavy metal, Ronnie James Dio.
Okay.
Ronnie James Dio and Rob Halford, Bruce Dickinson, some of the greatest singers in rock history. And to celebrate what we are talking about today, we are going to be doing the top 5 greatest screams. And even though Alyssa isn't here, she sent me her list.
Aww.
And I must say I'm not impressed.
She's here with us in list form.
I'm not impressed with her list.
You're never impressed with you.
I know.
You're hard to impress. And you're needy. So whatever.
We're not going to do the top 5 list now, but I am going to let you read her list because it's...
Okay, I gotta see this. Let me see.
It's a disappointment, I think, to a lot of people.
You say that about all of her lists, though.
Yeah.
You're so mean to her.
She deserves it.
No wonder she's not here.
Wasn't exactly what I was hoping for from her.
Okay. Okay, well, it definitely has her personality in the list.
Oh, I guess.
See?
I guess. We'll give her that.
Come on, look at it objectively. You didn't say metal.
Yeah, but I was just hoping for a little more creativity in it.
Whatever.
Sorry. Alright, well, we're going to go into some music right now. Since we're talking about some of the greatest male vocalists of the last 30 years, let's play one of them. This is Hell Yeah with Band of Brothers. Okay. So football season is upon us. Are you excited about that?
No.
Why?
Because I don't like football.
What? How could you not like football?
Because I just never got into football. Just never did. I was in the marching band. Why should I be excited about football?
You have to watch a lot of football games.
Exactly. The only football game that I enjoyed watching was when we went to state and won my senior year, and I didn't have to play an instrument.
So if you had to root for a team, who would it be?
If I had to, I don't know. The Patriots or
what?
Or the Saints.
Patriots or the Saints?
Because I like those places. I like New England and I like New Orleans.
So you're just going off of
Geography.
places that you like to visit.
Exactly. Off of geography. Whatever.
You're
I
not-
like hockey.
Oh, jeez.
I like watching grown men beat each other on ice.
Oh, hockey is just... It's just one step closer to figure skating.
But it's awesome. It's a full contact sport on
It's
ice.
full contact figure skating.
So? It's awesome.
Although some manly men like to say it's boxing on ice skates. No, it's not. It's figure skating. Don't kid yourselves. Only thing they're missing is spandex and tutus.
Whatever. I like it.
What's your favorite hockey team then? Penguins?
I like the Penguins, but
At least it's a Pittsburgh
I like the
team.
Ducks. The Anaheim Ducks.
Because of the Emilio Estevez movie?
No!
Okay.
Whatever.
The Steelers are playing here in about a half hour. I'm pretty excited about that. Gonna see our new team, how they throw it down. What was that sigh for?
Because. So there's going to be football on in the background.
There is. I'm going to be keeping everyone updated on the game. The Browns lost today. The Browns lost today. Are we surprised? Not a single bit.
I don't keep up with football, and even I know that the Browns are going to lose.
You know, I see all these Browns fans on Facebook today just complaining about this new quarterback. When was the last time you guys had a quarterback you believed in? Come on. Was it Bernie Kosar?
How long ago was that?
20 years ago. More than 20 years ago. Yeah.
When I was a little kid?
Yeah, Bernie Kosar was probably the last one that they really believed in. I mean, none of them like Tim Couch or Trent Dilfer. Who else was there? Colt McCoy, Charlie Fry.
Some of those names sound familiar and some of them don't. I'm not gonna lie, I don't. And I haven't dated anyone who's liked football since I started college.
Yeah, Brandon Weeden is just another bad quarterback in a long line of bad quarterbacks. But you know what? The Steelers, we got Roethlisberger. We're content with him. He's won us 2 Super Bowls already. We're good on that.
I saw someone post something, and I didn't know who the fuck Whedon was until just now. So, that makes more sense now when what they said.
Yeah, he's, I don't know much about his college record. I don't know how he was in college. I might have to look that up.
I don't know anything about college football.
I don't know if the Steelers are looking good for the Super Bowl this year or not. I guess we'll have to see. I mean, we were 3-0 in the preseason. We lost our first preseason game by 1 fucking point.
Aww.
Such bullshit.
Aww.
But still, we were 3-0 in the preseason. And hopefully we'll get our revenge on Denver tonight. We'll have to see about that. So,
maybe I should root for Denver.
Don't you dare. Don't even think about it.
Just to be contrary.
However, Tim Tebow's not playing with Denver anymore, so it won't be the same kind of revenge, but still, at least we'll beat their team. That's all that really matters right now. Traded to the Jets. Nobody really cares about the Jets, though. People in New York don't even really care about the Jets. Yeah. So to commemorate the first season game for the Steelers.
Are you really?
Oh yeah, I'm going there.
Yeah.
So we were just doing polls on Facebook to see what kind of answers we got for some of the greatest male vocalists of the last 30 years. We got some really interesting and diverse answers. I'm actually surprised we didn't get any pop singers.
Yeah.
Really surprised. What did you get?
Let me see what I got. I had Freddie Mercury.
Okay.
I had Ronnie James Dio. And I had lead singer of Manowar.
Okay.
That's what I got so far.
I got Elton John.
You got Elton. I thought
Somebody
you
said Elton John.
I thought you said you didn't have any pop singers.
He started out as rock and roll.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of his vocals. I don't know. I always thought he was more of a showman than a musician.
He can play the shit out of that piano, though.
Yeah. I still have always felt he was more into the theatrics of it all.
Yeah, I still like Elton John, though.
He's alright. I wouldn't say he's one of the best, but he's alright.
Oh. Looks like I just got another one. Let me see what it is.
You got some text messages over there, too.
Yeah, I had someone say Gavin DeGraw. I had someone say MJ.
Michael Jackson, jeez.
Tom York, which I kind of agree with. He has a very soothing, interesting voice.
I'm a big fan of Tom York.
I love Radiohead, so, you know. Come on. They had some good songs. OK Computer. That whole album was awesome.
It was alright.
Whatever.
Are you ready to do the top 5 list?
Want me to read Alyssa's?
Sure.
Since she's not here, her wife should read it, right?
Sure, why not?
Alright.
Alright.
You gonna do yours first, or you want me to do
let's
first?
go with Alyssa's first.
Okay. Save the best for last.
Yeah.
Okay. Start out with number 5. Whole Lot of Love, Led Zeppelin.
This is the top 5 greatest screams.
Yes, top 5 greatest screams. Number 4, Piece of My Heart by Janis Joplin. You can't fuck with Janis Joplin.
Did she even scream in that song?
Yes, she does. When was the last time you listened to it?
Apparently not recently.
Apparently. Oh, your phone's going off over here.
It's alright.
When the Music's Over by The Doors.
I don't think there's a scream in that one.
It's been a long time since I've heard it, so...
Alright, what's she have for number 2?
Number 2 is Revolution by the Beatles.
That's probably one of the earliest screams in rock and roll, other than the Beatles doing Twist and Shout.
Yeah, that's true. And then number 1 was Joe Cocker with A Little Help from My Friends.
Okay. I'm not gonna touch that, I guess.
You can't really touch her list because it is a pretty good list.
Yeah, whatever. That's all I'm gonna say.
You just wanted there to be more metal.
I was hoping there'd be more metal because I don't know. There's just more powerful screams and heavy metal than.
That doesn't mean they're more passionate.
It could mean that.
I guess.
Alright. Number 5, I have Skid Row, Youth Gone Wild. Number 4, Judas Priest with Painkiller. And you really can't argue with any scream that Rob Halford does. You really can't. And that was a tough one because I was like, there's got to be a Judas Priest song on the list. And there's so many good ones to choose from. It's almost impossible to narrow it down. So I decided to go with Painkiller because that's probably one of his greatest screams. Number 3, I went a little bit of a different direction with it. I went for Disturbed with Down With The Sickness. It's one of the few times that David Draymond has that powerful guttural sort of scream when he does that breakdown there in the bridge. And of course, Dio, Holy Diver. So many great screams in that song. And of course, number 1, Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast. A lot of great screams from Bruce Dickinson, but that powerful scream right there in the intro is just amazing. You really can't argue with that. And that scream totally came on accident. He was getting frustrated because of all the retakes that he kept doing with the intro. He just let out this belt that was just unbelievable. So I decided to go with that one.
So I got a couple more
Uh-oh.
on my poll. We have Hansi Kurch, the Blind Guardian. I don't know who that is. CeeLo Green. And Serge Tankian.
I just got Chris Cornell and Peter Gabriel. Can't argue with either of those.
Peter Gabriel, really?
Yeah, Peter Gabriel's got a great voice.
I guess, but I don't know if I put him in my top. I don't dislike Peter Gabriel. I like him. I just don't know if he'd be at the top of my list.
He's
If
good,
that
though.
makes sense.
I put him in. He's one of the greatest in the last 30 years, without a doubt. And as far as Genesis goes, I actually prefer him over Phil Collins.
Well, yeah. Phil Collins kind of gets on my nerves. Peter Gabriel's a little weirder. I think I like that.
Yeah. The top 5 lists are available on my website, brandonchaos.weebly.com. You can look up any of the past top 5 lists, going all the way back to top 5 hard rock albums of the 2000s, which was our first top 5 list. One that Alyssa will forever get criticized for.
Whatever.
Because she decided to put Weezer at number 3.
Whatever.
I don't understand how Weezer is considered a hard rock band, though. There's nothing hard about them. Are you getting more over there?
No, just more comments. Wow, I wasn't expecting to get this many replies. He's the person who put Serge from System of a Down said he has a powerful voice. I don't know if he's the greatest in the last 30 years, but he's got to be up there. I'll agree with that.
What about, we got Corey Taylor from Slipknot and Stone Sour.
Surprised you didn't say that earlier.
Yeah.
I was waiting.
Sebastian Bach, Janie Lane.
Of course.
Of course.
Who else?
And there's also Lane Staley from Alice in Chains.
Okay.
Definitely very unique as well.
Definitely, I can agree with that.
Alright, we're gonna play some more music. How about some Papa Roach? Yeah, let's play the brand new one from Papa Roach. The song's called Still Swingin'. Crystal.
What?
What do we got going on next month? I remember. Oh.
What do you mean next month? What's next month?
October.
What's going on next month?
We've got our Macabre Madness month.
Oh, yeah.
All 4 Sundays can be jam-packed with horrific programming. We're even going to be attempting. Nothing is really set in stone yet, but we're going to be attempting a live remote broadcast from a haunted location.
If anyone has any ideas, feel free to let us
Yeah.
know.
Preferably someplace in the state of Ohio. That would be preferable.
So that, we could have transportation.
Well, it's not the transportation, it's an issue. It's, I just don't want to go too far away to do it.
Yeah.
2 weeks from today, we will be doing a live remote broadcast.
Yeah.
Very excited about that. It'll be our first live remote broadcast. We will be coming at you from Utopia Video Nightclub in Youngstown, Ohio.
That's right.
That's where they're going to be having the Mr. Youngstown All-Star, Mr. Warren All-Star competition. Should be an interesting night.
Gonna be a lot of fun.
And I'm going to be drinking a lot of booze. Alyssa's going to be my DD that night. What else do we have going on? We just confirmed that we are going to be doing the Brandon Chaos Variety Show. That will be in December. The date and location will be coming at you probably within the next week or so. So there's definitely a lot of interesting things we're working on in the future. Can't believe we've been doing this almost 6 months now. This is our 20th episode. I feel like we should have like a celebration here with like balloons and confetti and shit. It's our 20th episode.
Is that good? Yay!
I guess. I guess it'll be more exciting if we get to like 50 or something like that.
Yeah.
People aren't sick of hearing us talk about absolutely nothing of any importance to anyone, you know.
Well, 20 is not that exciting. I mean, it's not even legally able to drink yet.
True.
20 was a bad year for me.
And why is that?
It was just a lot of drama. Well, that's not much unlike the past few months, but we'll not go there.
Yeah, drama's no fun.
So, have you had any more responses over there on Facebook?
Not really.
Yeah.
Somebody said Eddie Vedder.
Ew.
Nah, yeah.
Not that I don't like Pearl Jam, it's just, if I had to listen to him all day, I might kill myself.
He does put a lot of passion in his songs, but I don't know, I've just never been a real big fan of his delivery and his approach, you know?
Yeah.
Plus, Pearl Jam really hasn't put out anything decent since Yield, and what was that, 97?
Something like that.
Yeah, they haven't put out anything really decent since then. I think a lot of people have kind of forgotten about them. When people think about them anyways, all they really think of is 10, you know?
They think
Which, by the way, 10 turned 20 years old last year.
Oh my gosh, that makes me feel old.
Oh, shut up.
That's what I grew up on. Grunge was really popular when I was growing up.
Yeah, but you weren't that old when that came out. You were 5?
What year did it come out?
91.
I was 4.
4. My bad.
Oh, I'm getting old.
Yeah, so, I don't know, you have any other thoughts on, good male vocalists?
No. What would you say your top 5 would be? Impromptu top 5 here, Brandon.
Let's see. Number 5, Bruce Dickinson.
Okay.
Number 4, Rob Halford.
Okay.
Number 3, Corey Taylor. Number 2, Sebastian Bach. Number 1, Mike Patton.
It's not surprising at all.
You can't really deny how amazing Mike Patton is, though.
No.
What about you?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not good at top 5. I'm not good at picking favorites of anything.
So you can't do it, can you?
I can't. No, I can't. I'm too indecisive.
Let's come up with something. Yeah.
I don't know. Let's make a top 3 so it'll make it a little easier.
Okay, go with your top 3.
Top 3. I don't know. Chris Cornell.
Okay.
Brandon Boyd. Who's my number 1?
What have you been doing? Well, I've been keeping busy.
I can't think of a number 1.
Really?
Sorry. I can't pick a favorite. I've never been able to pick favorites. It's one of my things. Sorry. So any other thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, there's so many good ones out there. It's so hard to, pick.
Maynard James Keenan. How about that?
Okay.
He's my number 1.
I think with me being a singer and, some of these guys were my influences as a vocalist, it's, I guess, easier for me to pick out who's the best. I've always taken a lot of inspiration from Mike Patton. I mean, the guy's voice is another instrument,
Yeah.
He's just amazing. Alright, some more music. Here's another great vocalist that gets overlooked.
Who's that?
And he will be a huge part of our Macabre Madness next month. Alice Cooper. It's about time to wrap up the show. Any final thoughts?
Not really.
Not really? Nothing you want to add to make people think?
No, I don't really have any thought-provoking ideas.
I call bullshit on that.
Sorry, I'm not that interesting.
Oh, I beg to differ on that.
Whatever.
I think you're very interesting.
So, let me see. We talked about October, possibly doing a live show. We talked about Mr. All-Star Pageant. What is that, 2 weeks from
That's
today?
2 weeks from today, yeah.
2 weeks from today at Utopia.
Yeah, if anybody wants to come out and meet us during the broadcast, we'll actually be, I haven't decided if I want to do 6 to 9 or 7 to 10. I think we might do 6 to 9.
I think that might be a little bit better, just so that we're not cutting it close.
I've got 2 hours to get stuff set up instead of 1 hour.
Yeah, you know how those meetings are.
Yeah, the pageant itself starts at 11. So if you guys want to come out and meet up with us during the show, possibly even get on the show, who knows? You can come down between 6 and 9. The pageant will start at 11.
Yeah.
It's be a good time. We're gonna be drinking and hanging out. We got the Election Day show too, November 6th.
Yeah. Anyone
We're gonna be
wants
going
to
for
go on
5 hours that night. Yeah, everybody is more than welcome to come out. We want to get as many people on the show that night as possible. So, if you want to come on the show that night, feel free to stop by. What else do we got going on? We got all kinds of stuff planned.
I don't know. I think that's about it. Can't think of anything else.
Yeah. It's been a long week.
Yeah, it has. Let me see. Gonna talk about your website, Twitter.
Oh yeah, Twitter. It's Brandon_chaos at Twitter. And anytime we're doing a broadcast, you guys can hit us up on Skype, Planet Chaos Radio, or email us anytime. Your email may get read on the air. It's planetchaosradio@gmail.com. There's Chaos Culture _Z on Twitter for the Chaos Culture. You have a Twitter too, don't you?
Yeah. It's Christ, as in Crystal, CRYST. JCKS. Christ, JCKS. But I don't write anything on there ever, so, you know. I talk about Caribou Coffee a lot.
We need to get Country back on here. Country's been on here for several weeks.
I kind of miss Country. Country, if you're listening, you've abandoned us.
He has abandoned us, bastard.
Is there a specific car you're looking for?
He's got no transportation. His truck's broken down right now. He hasn't gotten it fixed because
He needs to fix that shit.
He's lazy.
I thought he was supposed to be a redneck. Isn't that supposed to be fixed before it's even broken?
Yeah, you'd think, but who knows?
Whatever.
Next week we are going to be discussing top 5 greatest, we're going to be talking about the greatest ballads of all time. And so, why not? Let's do top 5 greatest ballads.
Okay.
Why not?
Oh, and you guys can follow Alyssa. Alyssa Ann 1814. Twitter. She's just as bad as me on Twitter, though. She has a few more tweets.
Yeah. I haven't really been updating my Twitter too much lately. There's also several Facebook pages they could go on and like. There's Brandon Chaos, Planet Chaos, and Chaos Culture. Go like them. Anything else to add?
No, I think that's it.
Steelers are winning right now, 3-0.
Are they?
Yes, they are. That makes me happy. So we're gonna play you out with some music. Here's Godsmack with "I Stand Alone."
Hey, so you know how I've always had a thing for half Asian girls? Well, now I've got a new favorite: Lebanese girls. Lebanese girls are the new half Asians.
Hey, you want to do something tonight?
Okay, meet me at the bar in 15 minutes and suit up. Penguin suited up. Suit up. You suited up. Birthday suiting up. Slut up. Suit up. Suit up. Suited up. Suit up. Suit up. Space suit up. Law suit up. No, not again. Not this year. You're going as my wingman. Flight suit up.
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there.
Well, obviously we have a rapist in Lincoln Park.
He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up. Trying to break them so you'll need to hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, and hide your wife, and hide your husband. 'Cause they raping everybody out there.
It's time to say goodbye, goodbye. It's sad, but time's the reason why we must bid farewell for a day or two. So till you come back again, think of us now and then. Think of us a little bit, 'cause we'll be thinking of you. He has gone so very fast, but as they say, what's past is past. You are out of sight, we'll find. You are not out of mind. Think of us a little bit, 'cause we'll be thinking of you. We hate saying goodbye. Hardly an eye is dry. We'd like to put it off till tomorrow, then we'd only say the goodbyes we should be saying today. Time is something we cannot borrow. We'll count the hours till Monday's show, and there's one thing you must know. Believe every word we say is true, so true. For no one else can take your places. We'll remember all your faces. Think of us a little bit, 'cause we'll be thinking of you.
So till we meet again, be good, do all you can that's right, and we'll be back to see you same time on Monday night. Good night.
We'll be thinking of you, dear children. Just you.
This concludes our radio broadcast for this evening. From all of us at Planet Chaos to all of you out there, have a good night.